Let's just get this out there. Business school is great, it really is. You learn the formulas, the theories, the case studies of companies that won big decades ago. They teach you about supply and demand, about SWOT analysis, and about the 4 Ps of marketing. This stuff is the foundation, the concrete slab you build your house on. You need to know the rules of the game. It gives you a framework, a language to talk business with other people who also went to school. It's a solid starting point for sure. But here's the thing, it's just that, a start. It's not the whole game, not even close. The problem is the real world doesn't care about your textbook. A customer with a complaint doesn't care about your perfect marketing plan. A competitor who just dropped their prices to undercut you isn't following a case study you read. The real world is messy, it's fast, and it's unpredictable. The classroom prepares you for a clean, organized race on a perfect track. But business is more like a demolition derby in a muddy field. The theories are your map, but they don't tell you about the potholes, the sudden detours, or the other drivers trying to run you off the road. This is where street smarts come in. Street smarts are the skills you learn from doing, from failing, from getting your hands dirty. It's the stuff they can't teach you in a lecture hall. It's about having a gut feeling, an intuition. It's about being able to read people and situations in real time. Think about it. A professor can teach you negotiation theory for an entire semester, but 10 minutes of actually trying to negotiate a better price for a box of t-shirts at a flea market will teach you more about leverage, timing, and human psychology than any book ever could. So many people get stuck on the theory. They spend all their time planning the perfect business, making the perfect spreadsheet. They're so busy studying the map that they never actually start the car and drive. They're afraid to make a move because it doesn't match the textbook example. But success isn't found in a textbook, it's found out there, on the streets, in the trenches. It's found by taking action, making mistakes, learning from them, and doing it all over again, faster and smarter each time. The classroom gives you the knowledge, but the streets teach you the wisdom. Let's talk about the hustle. This isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart when things get tough. In school, if you have a problem, there's a process. You ask the teacher, you check the textbook, or you follow a set of instructions. In the real world, there's no instruction manual. Your shipment is delayed, a key employee quits, or your website crashes on the biggest sales day of the year. What do? This is where street smarts kick in. It's about creative problem solving on the fly. It's about finding a solution, any solution, right now. I remember when I was building my dad's wine business, we didn't have a big marketing budget. The books would say to buy ads, run focus groups. My street smart approach? I started one of the first video blogs on YouTube, Wine Library TV. I just picked up a camera and started talking about wine. It was raw, it was real, and it cost next to nothing. It was about seeing a new tool, the internet, and using it to solve an old problem, getting attention. That's a street smart move. It wasn't about having the most money. It was about being resourceful and creative with what I had. Networking is another area where street smarts beat book smarts every single time. Business classes might have a chapter on networking. They'll tell you to go to events, exchange business cards, and follow up with a polite email. That's fine, but it's basic. Street smart networking is about building real relationships. It's not about what someone can do for you today. It's about providing value to them first. It's about remembering someone's kid's name, sending them an article you know they'll like, or connecting them with someone else who can help them. It's playing the long game of human connection. This applies to everything. Making fast decisions is a huge part of it. In school you have weeks to write a paper. In business you might have minutes to decide on a deal. Street smart entrepreneurs develop a gut instinct. They gather as much information as they can quickly, but then they trust their intuition to make the call. They understand that waiting for perfect information means missing the opportunity entirely. It's better to make a good decision now than a perfect decision next week when it's too late. That's the hustle. It's messy, it's fast, and it's what actually builds businesses. You can have all the data in the world. You can have charts, graphs, and a 100-page market research report. And that stuff is important, don't get me wrong. But if you can't read the room, none of it matters. Reading the room is about emotional intelligence. It's that street smart superpower of understanding what people are really thinking and feeling, even when their words are saying something completely different. It's about noticing the body language in a negotiation, the hesitation in a client's voice, or the excitement in your team's eyes when they talk about a new idea. Think about a sales meeting. The textbook tells you to follow a script, to highlight features and benefits, but a street-smart salesperson walks in and listens first. They pay attention to the energy in the room. Are people leaning in, or are they looking at their phones? Are their arms crossed, or are they nodding along? They adjust their pitch in real time based on these human signals. They're not just selling a product, they are connecting with a person and solving their actual unspoken problems. That connection is what closes the deal, not a perfect PowerPoint slide. This skill is crucial for spotting opportunities that data sheets will never show you. Data looks at the past. Street smarts help you see the future. It's about observing human behavior. It's about noticing what people are complaining about on social media, what your friends are struggling with, or what little daily inconveniences everyone just accepts. These are the seeds of new business ideas. Uber wasn't born from a report on the taxi industry. It was born from the universal frustration of trying to get a cab in a big city. That's an observation of real life, a street smart insight. This is also how you build a great team. You can look at resumes all day long. A resume tells you what someone has done, but talking to them, looking them in the eye, and reading their passion and their drive, that tells you who they are and what they can do. You hire for hunger, for empathy, for grit. These are qualities that don't show up on a piece of paper. You learn to spot them by developing your own emotional intelligence, by learning to read people. That's how you build a culture, not just a company. Look, the point of all this isn't to say that you should drop out of school or throw your textbooks in the trash. That's not the message. The message is that you need both. You need to marry the book smarts with the street smarts. It's about creating a powerful combination where one side makes the other stronger. Think of it like this. Your academic knowledge is the engine of your car. It's powerful and has a ton of potential, but your street smarts are the steering wheel, the gas pedal, and the brake. It's what lets you navigate the real world and actually get somewhere. The most successful people I know are the ones who do this best. They understand the financial models, but they also have the gut instinct to know when a deal just feels wrong. They know the theories of management, but they also have the empathy to sit down with an employee and just listen. They use the data to inform their decisions, but they use their street-smart intuition to make the final call. They don't see it as one versus the other. They see it as a toolkit, and they use every single tool they have to get the job done. So, how do you develop these street smarts? You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to go do things. Start a small side hustle, even if it's just selling stuff on eBay. Go work in a customer service job for a summer and deal with angry people. Go to networking events and just try to listen, not talk. Travel to a place where you don't speak the language. Put yourself in situations where you have to think on your feet, where you have to rely on your wits to get by. Every single one of these experiences is a street smarts lesson. Your education doesn't end when you get a diploma. That's when it really begins. Be a student for life, but make the world your classroom. Be curious. Be observant. Pay attention to people. Don't be afraid to fail, because failure is just tuition for the school of street smarts. The future belongs to those who can blend formal learning with real-world hustle. So get your degree, learn the fundamentals, but never ever stop learning from the streets. That's how you truly win in business and in life.